In today's session, we are going to learn about a reference URL in FHIR. As we know, whenever we are trying to learn something, we'll create a problem. So I identified a problem which we can solve in FHIR rather than HL7. So if I go to problem, you can see there are around three HL7 messages over here. One is ADT, one is ORU results. Okay, I'll bold it. One is orders. The thing is, what you can find common in three of the HL7 messages. So I'm going right to the point without explaining anything. So you can see the PID segment is common and the patient is the same, John Cena. So what I want to say is like, I want to give tribute to John Cena because he is being retired over here. So I took his name, no offense. So the thing is like, why we are sending it in multiple times in multiple message types? It's a time waste, it's a space waste, rather than giving all these details, cannot give something in a single digit or a single string that would identify him as a John Cena and all the details stored somewhere, because we might be triggering ADT in not only in admit A01, maybe A02, A03, and again we'll be sending all the patient details. So it's a lot of space waste. Again, we'll be sending in ORU orders. Wouldn't be enough just giving an MRI an ID or something like that? That would be better, right? Or else give something, some web link that would be easy to identify that he is John Cena. So we are going to solve that problem in FHIR. FHIR has all the type of implementation already. That's what the concept is about, a reference in FHIR. So we are going to use the FHIR free server, which is available, and we are going to use Insomnia. So in the previous videos, I was discussing about how to use Insomnia and how to use FHIR. You can go ahead and check those videos, just trying to understand what's about FHIR. If you are already continuing from the past few videos, it will be very easy for you to understand what is FHIR and everything. So I'll go to Google and I'll type FHIR. So over here, I'll go to HL7 Fire Standard, and over here, I'm going to resource types. As I said, in HL7, we call it as message types, but in FHIR, we call them as resource types. In HL7, we have like something like ADT, ORU, orders, and everything, but here we have different names. For example, for PID details, like patient details, we have like patient resource type, which is nothing but the one which we discussed. All the patient details will be available in PID segment. Similarly, all the patient details will be available in patient resource. So we have been discussing this concept multiple times. So for each and everything, we have like multiple resource type. For example, for organization, for substance, we have like multiple resource types. What we'll do, we'll open the patient, and I'm not closing the previous one. I'm opening it over here, and we were discussing a lot about patient resource type. Okay, over here we have like a structure, patient structure with all the details over here. That's pretty much good. And even for our understanding, in my GitHub channel, I created like multiple patients. If you open one of the patient, I followed the same basic structure, and these are like very basic details of the patient which are present over here. So one other thing which we are going to learn over here is like, we already learned about all the symbols and everything. We are going to learn over here is like, if you scroll down, there is something known as this particular symbol, the arrow mark, and you can see it has for multiple details. So the thing we are going to learn is about what is a reference URL. If you find anything like this in any particular resource, that means it is already, these details are already present in other resource type which this is referring to. So in the FHIR, they are not going to give all the details like this again and again. For example, if the details are already present in ORU, they are going to give this particular ORU details. For example, if this ORU resource has a code, they will give something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that particular code which is available over here. So similarly in FHIR, they are going to use URLs. So if you click over here, it says general practitioner. This is nothing but patient's nominated primary care provider, like the care provider who is going to take care about this particular patient of the hospital, the organization, who is a practitioner and everything. That's what it is. So for example, I'm going to click on the organization and I open the new tab, and you can see there are a lot of other details which I don't want you to confuse. What are the details are available in the organization, and that's okay. I'm going to close this. Again, I'm going to click on the practitioner and open a new tab. So resource practitioner content, all the details are there. I'll scroll it down. So you might be thinking how we can link this particular general practitioner to this practitioner. Okay, you might be thinking again whether this would be an object or sub-object or anything. No. For example, if you go back, the resource type over here, there's already another resource known as practitioner. You can open this. As we see, patient is one resource, practitioner is one resource. In this particular example, patient is pointing out to the practitioner. So don't get confused. I'll close all the tabs for our understanding. Now I'm going to open only patient and practitioner. That's perfect. Now we should have a resource which is trying to link to this particular practitioner. That surface well. So I'm going to open both the structures and keep it side by side for our understanding. Let's go to Insomnia and firstly create a resource. So as in the previous videos, I already shown how to create resources. So I recently created one of the resource for the patient Messi. Okay, and we know how we are going to extract that. So I already copied the Messi's MRN ID. I'll go to Insomnia. I'll click on Get and I'll give it as patient and patient ID. And I click on it. That's good. We got all the details of this particular patient. And no worries, you don't need to create a patient like this. It's already available in the GitHub link which I have given. Okay, so I'll be giving the YouTube description. So this is a patient resource. You can click over here. Sorry, you can copy this. Perfect, and open in YouTube. Let's keep everything side by side. Okay, and it will get open. It's an open source, and I'll open the Messi part. That's good. And as I said, we are going to link the patient resource to the practitioner resource. We even should have one of the practitioner resource available. So over here, I gave the practitioner as Nelson Mandela and his ID is this one. I'll copy this. I'll go to Insomnia. So here we are going to change the name as practitioner and we'll give the ID of Nelson Mandela and that's it. All the practitioner details have been popped up. And again, no worries. I already gave the GitHub link of this practitioner. You can directly look over it by copying this. So you don't need to take stress of creating those details of a practitioner. Now the point would be, we are going to link this particular patient should have a care provider, right? Here I didn't mention anything. Now we are going to mention it and it should be this practitioner. He is nothing but if you can zoom it out. Sorry, if I can zoom it out, you can see in the practitioner details, all the details of the care provider is there, like the organization. Sorry, yeah. Over here, you can see the hospital, the value, and the name of the doctor, Nelson Mandela. His prefix, his phone number. So don't call this number for sure, and the email ID and everything. So that should be interlinked to this particular patient. And whenever we are going to open this patient resource type, it should show over here. But we are not going to copy all these details. We're not going to copy all these details and paste it over here. Okay, we are only going to give a very simple and basic link and let's see how we are going to do it. So, yep, you can directly click over here to copy the raw file. You don't need to drag and drop every time. So that's perfect. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click over here. I'll go to Insomnia and I'm going to have a put request because I already have all these details and I'll erase the previous one. I'm just copying it. So this is a Messi patient. Okay, and it's a push request and we know the Messi's ID as this one. So we should be always careful what we are giving over here. I'm going to give it over here. Now, when I put over here, it says a bad request because we did a mistake. We haven't given ID or element. The element which we have given over here, we should also give over here to update anything. So this is specifically for the put request. So what we are going to do, just we will create an object ID. That's perfect. And another ID number over here and we'll put it. That's not a problem. That's good. And I'm going to send it. Perfect. This has been updated already because it was the same. But my question is, I want to add the details of the practitioner, the Nelson Mandela over here. How I'm going to do it? I'm going to keep this aside. I'll copy this and I'm going to open my Notepad++ for our better understanding. Perfect. That's amazing. And a small technique which I already show. Go to view, go to not view. You can go to languages, J for JSON. Perfect. That's it. Automatically, this will be converted into JSON. I can make it as enlarged as possible. That's perfect. And we'll go over here and we'll keep this side by side. That's good. So we need to add the practitioner details over here. So I'll go to practitioner structure and see how it is. For example, inside the patient, it looks something like this. Go down. Yeah, general practitioner. We can create it right now without any issues. That's not a problem. So you see this starts here and ends here, and this square bracket starts here and ends here. That's good. Now we are going to give general practitioner name over here. You can copy this directly. I hope the URL will not get copies. Yes, that's easy. And you can give the double quotes. And over here, as we are giving an extra object, you can give a comma just for understanding purpose. Not for understanding, but it's mandatory. Yeah, you can give colon. And even I taught you in previous video how to build a structure, so that would not be a problem for you, or else you can refer the previous videos. I'll give a flower bracket and a closing flower bracket. That's amazing. Perfect. Because I'm giving an opening and closing flower bracket, not a direct key, because when we click on this general practitioner, again, we have like multiple values over here. So for example, if I click on reference, again, we would be having multiple values. Yeah, that's perfect. Inside reference, we'll be having multiple values. And I'm going to use one of the values over here for reference, and that value would be a URL. Here you can see literal reference, relative, internal, or absolute URL. So I'm going to use one of the URL concept over here, not the relative or the other one. This would be a direct URL. So what I'll give over here, again, a key, REFERENC. Perfect. And that should be in a double quote, right? That's great. And we are going to give a column. This would be a little bit lengthy, but you'll enjoy it once after completing this. And what we are going to give over here, that would be the question, because we are going to link the patient Messi with Dr. Nelson Mandela. So what we are going to give here is what we had here. For example, here we have a patient, right? That's sorry, patient, and here we have Nelson Mandela's ID. That's good. I'll copy this ID, or else you can do one thing. In the insomnia, you already might have been using this particular link, right? So if you go to get, or else you can start from scratch. So you can check whether the practitioner is working perfectly or not. You can use PRACTITITIONER backslash and again the ID, the Nelson Mandela's practitioner ID, which is over here. Just check it if it's working perfect. Perfect, it's working perfect. We have all the practitioner details. Directly copy this URL. So even I'll be using this, giving this URL in the description, not a problem. And you are going to paste it over here. That's perfect. Now you made a patient resource which is linked to the practitioner resource type. So that's dead easy as it is. As we already have all the details in the server, we have so many details here. So we don't need to give all these details, right? We don't need to copy or give all these details in this particular place. So it would be very, very lengthy. For example, if I gave something like this, right, it would be very, very lengthy. Unnecessary, all unnecessary things, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give only this particular link. That's it. It's going to refer to all these details. Simply, the problem is solved. What we had over here, for example, if I am giving a link over here, this should be on VP. Sorry, I just copied it. I'm going to give a link over here that might refer to this PID segment in another message type. So similarly, I'm going to give a link for the patient resource type. So that will refer all the details of the practitioner resource type, which is nothing but over here we can see, yeah, this is going to get linked to this practitioner details type. Similarly, we can link multiple other resource type if the structure is already available and it says it is going to refer. For example, over here we can see, right, this arrow mark is most important for the patient. Okay, or else we can close it and we can open it here. Yeah, that's perfect. And whenever we have this particular arrow mark, we can automatically link. For example, over here, we can link it to the organization resource type. Let's check whether organization resource type is available. Do a Control F, ORGNI. Perfect. So you can even link the patient to organization. So it will show the patient is in which organization. So that's it. So what we are going to do in the final end of this video, copy all this detail and post it to the server. Can we do it? Absolutely, we can do it with the put function, right? Okay, I am sure we haven't done any mistakes over here. That's good. And let's copy this. And over here, we are going to use a put function. Okay, I'm going to copy all the details of the patient and even with the general practitioner. And we are going to paste it in the server on the right side and just make sure the ID is matching. That's perfect. And send it. Perfect. Because the structure is perfect, we got it as 200. Okay, and it's working. For example, even if you miss a single floor bracket or whatever it is and send it, it will show you a BRAD request. So always the indentation and everything is very important. So now I'm going to send it again. That's good. So in the patient resource type, even the practitioner details have been updated. So you can see in the server, it's how shortcut it is. So the FHIR server is ignoring all this URL because the server knows that this is the actual URL which we are using. So it directly mentions practitioner dot this particular number, means automatically it will go to practitioner resource type and search for this ID number and it will see Nelson Monday's last details over there. That's it. So what we have done, we have updated. Now we are going to check whether these details have been updated or not. I'm going to use the get function. I'm going to copy all these details. So these are previous details, you can ignore, not a problem. Now I'm going to use a get function and check whether the details are updated. Perfect, send. You can see, yes, the details are updated perfectly. So that's how we are going to solve the problem of how to use a reference variable. So in each and every resource type, there are like a lot of concepts you can explore, not only in patient and organization, we have like multiple resources over here. So go ahead, give it a try and practice as much as possible. So I think we learned as much as possible today about the reference URL. I don't want to prolong the video by discussing in depth and more details. I think I just want to give a gist. Have a great day. See you, and use all these links below so you can easily practice, and I'll be giving all the details. Thank you.